Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is on my GoPro, so we're gonna see how this one goes. I think I figured out my problem, but I kind of want to go over something real quick. Title of this video is going to be my first hiccup with my 2020 Freightliner Cascadia. Nothing major, and it happened a while ago, but I was having issues with this GoPro at the time, and all it was is it's the only hiccup I've ever had so far with the truck. I'm at 104,000 miles on the truck now. This happened like right around, actually it was like right at 95,000 miles, and at the time I was sitting in Wyoming, and not too sure if it was the really cold weather or if something had gotten inside of it or not and was causing the issue, but I kept getting a low coolant warning on my dash, and every time it would come up, I'd go and check I'd stop, open the hood, and I'd go and check the coolant, and the level was always fine. And every time that coolant message came up, the truck, it would, you know, tick down. It gives you 60 seconds to pull over. But it would tick down about 10 seconds and then it would go away. No real rhyme or reason for it. That's just what it would do. And then when I was up there headed toward Casper, one of the instances where this happened, it ticked all the way down and it shut the truck off completely. And so I pulled over on the side of the road and was looking up stuff online, and apparently it's a pretty common thing that goes wrong with these trucks, and it's a matter of changing the whole sensor out because sometimes they just go bad. So I was hoping that wasn't the case, but I always carry on the truck a bunch of different WD-40 products. One of them that I carry on here is contact cleaner. And so what I did is, if you open the hood and on the driver's side you look at your coolant reservoir, right beneath it on the very left hand edge there's a black sensor that sticks out. That's the sensor that tells you what's going on with your coolant level, whether it's full or empty. I took that and I pulled the sensor off, and I took the contact cleaner and I sprayed it inside of it and cleaned it all out, blew it out with some air, plugged it back in, and I've not had any issues since. So if you ever get that warning where it says your coolant level is really low and you open the hood and the thing's full, because this truck has not eaten any coolant at all in its entire life so far, and that goes for oil too. It's hardly eaten anything. Actually, neither one. It's not even eating oil, which I was surprised, because I know the last generation Cascadia that I drove in, that damn thing would eat the oil like crazy. This one has not, and I've been very lucky, I think. But yeah, if you ever run into that issue and it shows a low coolant warning and you pop the hood and there's your reservoir's damn near full, try just pulling the sensor off, spray some WD-40 contact cleaner in there, blow it out with some air, and then plug that thing back in. Give that a shot first before you go putting yourself into a shop at a dealer somewhere and have to wait on a part to get ordered, because you're going to save yourself a lot of time and a lot of money. You know, you're not losing revenue sitting around waiting on a part to show up. You know, that's what I would do. That's my 2 cents on it. I do a lot of little odds and ends on the truck to try to make it last as long as possible. Some people, I might get some crap for this, but I believe heavily in the Lucas Oil products and their oh shit, what's it called? It's under the truck. I'd get out there and go and grab it and show you, but there's a Pete next to me and that thing's running and it's loud, and then the other guy next to me is running and it's loud, so I don't know how well the audio would come out. But it's the Lucas Oil Injector Cleaner. I believe in that shit. I run it in the car back home constantly, and I don't do it every fill up. I probably do it once, maybe twice a month, where I'll, you know, dump a quart in each tank, and it's safe on the diesel and gasoline engines. You can't overdose it. It's not gonna hurt it any. So yeah, every once in a while I'll dump that in there. I clean my truck like crazy. That's more of just a look thing, but you know, I like to take pride in my truck and not look like a shitbag rolling down the road, because that makes the rest of us all look bad. and there's just no sense in it. Take care of your equipment. You take care of your equipment, it'll take care of you. But yeah, I carry, you know, your regular WD-40, the contact cleaner, white lithium grease I use on the strap winches and my ratchet binders and stuff like that. It really helps keep that stuff lubricated and not sticking. PB blaster. I carry extra coolant on the truck. I carry extra oil on the truck. These are all kind of things that you should be having on here anyways, but a lot of guys just don't do it, and then they wonder why the hell they break down all the time. You know, when I get the truck washed, I have them spray the hell out of the engine bay so that if there's any leaks that are popping up, I can find them. And it's not just dirty as shit under there. Yes, it costs money, but, you know, you take care of your equipment, it'll take care of you. It's a real simple concept. It's not hard. It's a hell of a concept. Some people don't believe in it, but maybe I'm just crazy. I keep a few hand tools on the truck, you know, wrenches, a couple sockets. I've got a multi-tool thing from Gerber that I use a lot. You know, a knife, just for little odds and ends, cutting, you know, straps or something back there, using it to dig chains out of the little trench that runs in the middle of the trailer when you get the chain link stuck. Instead of cutting them off, I sit there and play with it until I can get it out. You know, little stuff like that really can help you out of a sticky situation, I think. I carry duct tape on the truck, well, specifically Gorilla Tape, because that shit sticks to anything. And they also make, Gorilla Tape makes an actual patch tape. It's a roll for tarping, you know, for patching holes in tarps and stuff, and it's a really thick material, and that stuff sticks. Like Gorilla Tape was really good, but this stuff is a whole different ball game. And it works really, really, really well. It's all black, you know, it's about 4 inches wide. They sell it by the roll, and it has a white paper on the back that you have to pull off. It's like 3M tape. You know, you pull that shit off and you stick it to whatever, and you can stick it to these tarps dirty as shit and it will hold. It's not going anywhere. And it seems like when it sits out in the sun and heats up, it just sticks even better. It's pretty thick. It's not as thin as actual tape is. It's got a thicker, it's just a thicker material overall, and it seems to work really, really well. So instead of buying those patch kits that are like $75 that don't seem to do all that well with the glue, and you have to cut the piece of tarp out and all this other stupid shit, I use that stuff. I do one on the inside and then one on the outside just to cover the hole, make sure it's sealed off, and I haven't run into any issues with it. It's actually worked a lot better than I thought it would. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to go over that at about, I'm gonna try to like log all of the things that ever happened to this truck, that way, like, for my information, and then for some of you, if you run into the same issues, you could just reference it real quick. Like I said, ever since I ran that contact cleaner and I sprayed and cleaned out the sensor and plugged it back in, the things run fine. The code hasn't come up ever since. That's a hell of a lot easier and a hell of a lot cheaper than having to find a dealer, then find out if they have the part, and then if they don't, you got to ship it, and it's just a bunch of wasted time and money. I'm due to, this week, at the end of the week, I have to get a wet PM done on the truck, you know, oil change and all that stuff, change the, you know, air, water, or fuel water separator filters out, oil filters, change the oil, do a whole lube deal, and then get the truck inspection done and the trailer inspection for my annual done. So I'll be getting that done at the end of this week. And yeah, other than that, I just picked up in Michigan here, and I'm hauling ass headed south down to Georgetown, Texas, and I should be in that neck of the woods tomorrow at some point, which is nice because I get to spend my birthday in Texas. I love Texas. Some of you think I'm gonna be crazy, but I love everything about that state. I love the weather, the people are nice, the food's great, and hopefully by this time next year I'll be down, moving my family down there. So I'll quit rambling. With that being said, you guys have a good one. Like, subscribe, comment, share it, do whatever you got to do. My name's Jeffrey Wallace. If you feel any of these videos are helping you out in, you know, your daily world, or making a decision as to whether or not to come over here and do the lease purchase program, or even be an owner-op over here, if you want to use me as a reference, you can. My name's Jeffrey Wallace. If you don't, you ain't gonna hurt my feelings none.